Hey traders, what's up? This is the watch this video for Monday, January 9th. The SPY on Friday, the overall market, in other words, a really nice pop. I think the Dow was up 700 points. And I've been talking about this consolidation that we're in, and it looks like it's trying to break to the upside. We'll see if that continues on Monday. Kind of a weird but fairly common occurrence on Friday for me is that when the market is and let me show you 5-minute candles on the SPY, when the market after the initial sell-off was just in a slow grind, little lunchtime sidewaysness, right? And then the continue of the grind. Whenever you have just a full day climb in the market, it's kind of rare that I get any setups that I can trade because I'm looking for, big volume pops and preferably, I like the small caps. I'm long bias, but it's a weird scenario when you get that in the overall market. Oftentimes I don't find trades, and I literally did next to nothing all day Friday. That doesn't mean there wasn't stuff to trade, but I wasn't finding anything using, the things I look for. It was one of those where if you're an investor, you got a bunch of money and a bunch of stocks, that was a great day for you. If you're like me and in cash every night, and you can't find anything to trade, it's just sort of a dead day, right? It's a non-eventful day, but the 4 days let me see, there was a holiday in there. So the 3 days preceding that, I had very nice days, right? I had some really, really nice trades, and that was before this candle. So that was during this nonsense on the daily of the overall market. I had good days, huge day for the market. I did nothing, right? So anyway, there you go. What are we watching for Monday? CVAC. And let me throw this up there real quick. Pause the video if you want to read the whole thing. But somebody may be seeing my video for the first time. None of this is investment advice. I'm a day trader in cash every night. So I'm starting with charts like this and saying, hey, maybe on Monday I'll get a nice intraday setup and can make some money between the bells, right? In cash every night, no matter what. So CVAC makes the list because of a big volume spike and a very strong day. OBLG is a little obscure, but had big volume on Thursday, and then had a typical, low float gapper that sold off. Usually these just keep selling off, and it's already curling right back up. I will say I think this gap was because of a reverse split, and sometimes reverse splits catch fire for whatever reason. As a day trader, it's important to know that. Anyway, Friday's high 318, Thursday's high 345, a couple of levels to potentially watch. Not in love with it, but I'm going to keep it on a chart. ATNF had a really nice move here, then took a rest here, and then ripped again on Thursday, but gave a lot of it back. So I kind of thought, okay, this one's done for a while. It's going to come back down. And on Friday, put in an inside day and actually on an intraday basis. I never did trade it Friday, but on an intraday basis, made a move from 480 all the way to over 620. Percentage-wise, it's a really nice move, as you day traders know, right? So it held up fairly well, I guess, but it's just an inside day. So for me, I view this as, okay, ATNF has been really good to us the last week or so, and now it's just kind of quiet, but holding up, so it goes on a chart. GSUN, big breakout on Friday, looking for a continuation day on Monday, we'll see. Biggest all-time volume, though, and a strong close. WWE, big breakout, but closing well off its highs. That's just going to land it on a chart for me. AEHR had earnings. Big volume day. Again, kind of like WWE, closing well off its highs, but still worth keeping an eye on. AMAM, huge runner back here. Came back down and gave a lot of it back, but then a nice secondary pop, and it's kind of going sideways since. And the last couple days, holding up fairly well. So we may see a second kind of decent move in that. So let's keep our eyes on AM. KALA, massive move here. And now we got 2 red days back down to support. I love this as a potential bounce play. You guys know what I look for on an intraday basis for my bounce plays. So that's what I'll be doing. JSPR had the huge move. Now it's completely round tripped, but not so much if you count where it started from, which was like 50 cents. And on this day, it was almost untradeable because it was just halt after halt after halt. But now we've come back down. sort of starting to fill this gap, but it's interesting to me for a potential bounce play. And again, you guys know what I look for. You guys in chat know what I look for as a potential bounce intraday setup. And lastly, and this is kind of obscure, but XPON gapped up what sounded like good news this day. Pulled back for a couple days, looked like it was finally going to turn back up, and now it's down like 5 more days in a row, close to a round trip. But I think it's overdue to the downside now, especially after the nice headline that it had on this day. So I do think it deserves to be on our bounce play watch list. Not my favorite list of the year, but again, we're kind of waiting for new leaders to show themselves in the small cap universe for me. And then we'll get new setups. But some of these may give a setup, and we may catch some nice morning gap play setups as well. So let's show up in pre-market and build a gap play list as well as this list. And hopefully we'll have a really nice week. I'm done babbling. We'll see you in the chat room.